Libertarian Party chose what many consider its strongest ticket to date, former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson, and then former Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld. The Wall Street Journal editorial board today wrote, Mr. Johnson isn't likely to win a state, but he can still play a useful role by reminding the major party candidates that they aren't the only choices. Mr. Trump seems to think he can say whatever he wants because millions of voters are repelled by Mrs. Clinton. The Libertarians give these voters an honorable alternative if Mr. Trump makes himself unacceptable. Anyway, Johnson wastes a little time slamming Trump as a racist. Let's watch.
It's incendiary to 50% of the population of New Mexico that he's talking about Hispanics, Mexicans in this way when the absolute opposite is true. It's just racist.
Are you ready for Donald Trump, once you're in this thing and he recognizes you, to give you a big punch in the nose for calling him a racist?
I think that they've already started coming. So, Donald.
Well, Trump hit back today.
Gary Johnson got 1% of the vote last time. I watched that whole situation. It was really pretty disgraceful. I think it's a total fringe deal. I think he's a fringe candidate. You want to know the truth?
Anyway, Trump also took a shot at Johnson's running mate, Bill Weld, through a spokesperson. He told the New York Times this weekend, I don't talk about his alcoholism. Well, a recent Fox poll that included Johnson showed him getting 10% of the vote nationally. Howard, it's for real. If these guys get in the race, Gary Johnson's in it. If somebody else, an undisclosed name that's probably going to be bigger name than David French at some point, gets in as a neocon candidate, it does wear down the center right and the right.
No, I think it does. I think the Libertarian thing is much more serious and worthy of attention because they're going to be on the ballot in all 50 states. Yeah. And they have their ticket. And
Can they get 15%?
Well, no, Gary Johnson, I don't know about that. Gary Johnson is known. Bill Weld is known. And Bill Weld is a smart guy. And both of these guys are fearless, I think. Gary Johnson and Bill Weld have been through the wars of politics for 30 years, both of them. They're not going to be scared by Donald Trump. They've got nothing to lose.
Okay, they're not going to win electoral votes. They're not going to win electoral votes, so why are they running?
Well, no, I think you're underestimating a little bit about their appeal. If they're sitting at 10% right now and they have not been profiled or recognized nationally, the chance to get to 15% is very good, number one. Number two, I think...
Can they win states?
I don't know if they can win states, but that's really not, at this point, the objective. Okay, the objective here is to get to 15%. This is a step-by-step process for them.
But it's not just to get to 15%, it's to keep...
Do we think a country should be governed by somebody who loses a three-way race? Is it good for the country to be governed by somebody who loses a three-way race? What happens? Ralph Nader gets 92,000 votes in Florida. Al Gore loses Florida.